Morris, I think this is the biggest webinar you've had to date. There's over 640 people on board.
Yeah, it's over 650. You're right.
It's over 650 now.
Yeah, but you know what's really amazing is we've got about 14,000 members all around the world. The largest crypto community ever created in the entire world. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are alive and well. But thank you anyway, guys, for making us the largest crypto community in the world. We are not braggadocious about that. We are humble and our feet are on the ground. There's 2 billionaires on this call today. My billionaire buddy who lives in Dallas is on the call here. He's got his own people in his own house, and I won't mention your name, but about 6 people, I think, that came over to his home in Dallas just to attend this. And guys, when the billionaires are looking at this, think for yourself. Just think for a second. Why are these people spending their time on calls like this? Okay, guys, just quickly, on the screen, you can see, let me just take this off. You can see here that we've got Bitcoin here. Now, I'm just going to give you a synopsis of what is going to happen in this next few days, in this week actually. What we are going to see, and I'm probably going to start here with Ethereum. On the website, you can see that we posted this blog post here, which is blog post number 110, farming and filling your baskets one last time. Okay, so we are talking here about farming for cryptos and farming for extra Bitcoin or Litecoin or Ethereum. Now, what I said there on the 25th of August is that overall, when I look at all our algorithm data, is that Bitcoin looks very, very good and that there's a big spike coming. Now, guys, you remember that about 2.5 months ago, probably 3 months ago, I came out and I said that there's one coin. We don't yet know which coin this is. And this coin is going to start a spike with 1,000% plus. And as time went on, we identified which coin it will be. And we came out and said that that coin is Litecoin. I want you to make sure that you have Litecoin in your portfolio. The second coin is Ethereum. The third coin is Digibyte, XRP, and Bitcoin Cash. Make sure that you own those 5 coins in your portfolio. And as I go down, I'm going to show you Ethereum, just the Ethereum chart. In this Ethereum chart, you can literally see that from that top there, and it's all in your members area. Go to blog post 110, and you'll see that we drew this ABC correction in there. And let me just see if I can bring this up larger. Now, initially what I did, we drew this blue line. See that blue line there? And we said that at this point, between 15 and 16 August, is that we are going to have a low point. And that is the low point that we were working on. And you can see that in this specific one with Ethereum, that Ethereum came to this red line here and never ever touched this diagonal blue line that we were talking about. In this case, what I want to refer to you today is that that drop that we expected has not yet happened. And that, in my opinion, has moved on. And this is why I drew this red line here and sent out this post and said that I expect that we are going to go down to this low point here. Guys, it's another 20 to 25% drop that we are going to have. This will be the last drop in cryptos, and then we are going to move up. In essence, this line here moves on with about 10 days, maybe more, 14 days. And then we're going to have the same uptrend as what we said that we expected to have here. This uptrend here that we had is a fake breakout. In essence, what we can see in the market and what I see in our data is that we have an expansion of time. And it's better for me to come out and warn you guys and say that, look, that uptrend is not yet forming, and we are going to have a drop for Ethereum. Possibly, guys, into about 146, if not $119. Now, the same with Litecoin. In essence, remember on the webinar last week, let me just go to Litecoin, the Litecoin chart here. Remember last week in the webinar, I said that this blue line can actually move on to there. And that's exactly what's happening. We've just got the line moving on. Now focus for a moment here on the bottom at that bottom point there. Instead of this bottom point being there, we have this bottom point moving on to that point there. Look at that. And remember what I said, that I have still got my orders on Litecoin below $60. A lot of orders. And many of these people here on this call, millionaires, are placing orders under $60 for Litecoin. Now, let me quickly explain here as I actually move this away. I'm going to make it as short as possible. I think you guys get the point. The point of this meeting is that there's going to be one more drop, and I want you to be aware of this. We initially thought that that point there may be the drop, but have a look at this blue diagonal line. This line is our algorithm support line. Mathematically, it gives me a figure there. Then at the same time point, it gives me one there. It gives me another one there. It doesn't matter if this one broke through here. And then if you have these three mathematical points there, and let me just quickly mark them there, a point there, there's actually another point there, a point here, and a point there. That then gives us the line. So what we then expect is Litecoin must still come down and touch that blue line. It's going to spike upwards and do something like that. If you look on the right-hand side of the screen where my mouse is now, that shows about a 20 to 25% drop. Now remember what I said in this blog post. Let me just go back there. There are three options. Number one, you are aware that there could be a drop. Simply hold and ride out the drop. So I don't want you to go and sell your cryptos and think that you're going to sell everything now, and on the drop, you're going to go and buy everything at the low. Guys, you don't do that. You know, simply hold. The other point is you can hold your positions, but you can add to your positions with new cash if and when the cryptos now start dropping in the next day, 2 or 3. The third option is if you are risk averse and you know how to do it, sell a percentage of your portfolio. Like something maybe like 30%, 20%, 10%, a small amount. And then you come back and buy in the bottom. The good thing is now, guys, you know what nobody else in the world knows. The market is going to drop and then the market comes back up. Believe it or not, guys, but people on Twitter and social media are totally confused. They don't know what's going to happen. And if you've been following us for the last 3 months, or 2 months rather, we've always said, guys, that we are going to come to a very low point. It's going to be called disbelief. And you see now how people are selling their cryptos and getting out of the market and calling cryptos the F word and all sorts of words that you have never, ever seen. I've never seen those words. I've never heard those words. It's crazy what's happening. This tells you that we are in a disbelief phase. Now, guys, what's going to come next? And I'm not going to show you exactly what's going to come next. It'll take a little bit too long. But the market is supposed to break out. It's going to go sideways and upwards. With Ethereum is going to drop down, in my expectation, to this level here, around about 149, somewhere around there. It could stab through to $119. Believe it or not, guys, but I have got orders set for $119. Why? Because the market could do this. With downwards momentum, everybody's selling. It could go like this and spike up really quickly. Just in case I hit 119, you will never ever see that price again. Now, our data definitely shows a drop and then a big spike upwards. So just remember that, guys. Cryptos are not dead like everybody is talking about it. The media is talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. It's not dead. What is coming next is a big, big, big move. And many of you, or all of you, actually that have been following us know what's coming next. 1,000% rise in those 5 coins that I spoke about. Stay away from coins that have got no workability. If the coin is not working in the market, don't buy the coin. Don't buy the crypto. Don't buy the altcoin. Stick with the big name brands. From now, for the next 9 months, 1,000 coins are going to disappear like magic. Slowly but surely convert in the next 3 months, convert your small coins into the big name coins. And try and trade about 10 coins. I know I've sat with many of you on the phone and we've looked at your portfolio. Sometimes you've got 20 coins. That's also fine because they are good coins. Now let's quickly have a look at Litecoin again. In Litecoin, for example, this was the top here. And from that top, we created these 5 waves that were basically there. Those 5 waves were complete. We then had an ABC correction. And the closer we look at Litecoin, and I'm going to get into Ethereum with this as well. You see, there's your one drop. There's your second. Your second is upwards. You get your third one, which we now believe is this one here and not that drop here. That one is there. You get your fourth line there, and this points then there to another drop. Now, in between 2 and 3, you can go and count that. That again, guys, is another 5 waves, however you want to count that. But probably, or most probably, something similar like that. And that will then complete your 5 waves inside 3 and 4. If we look at Ethereum, Ethereum actually shows it very, very clear. You look at your one drop, your second uptrend there, your third drop here, and note that Ethereum has not yet made that number 5th, which should be lower than number 3. So even if it drops here and is just a little bit lower, even at that level at 160, it still is the 5th leg. But we believe that in this week, closer to anywhere between now and this Friday or Saturday, that we could have a low point here. Now, if you look at this one here, which is about 2 September, let's have a look at the date here. The date here on Sunday is the last date in America, which is the 1st. So you probably look at the last date here about somewhere there. And that target there is about 151 for Ethereum. So be prepared to buy something at the low point there. Let's quickly have a look at Bitcoin. If you look at Bitcoin here, Bitcoin has been moving sideways completely. We do expect that this high point is actually in now at about 10,700. I do expect a drop below this red line. Remember what I said last week? I said in the webinar that if we drop below this red line, we need to start paying attention because there's a probability that Bitcoin could go to 1,867. Now, guys, we don't see that drop anymore. Because remember this, as time moves on, the mathematical equation eliminates bigger and larger drops as time moves on. We should have dropped already. And if we haven't dropped, it won't happen. Now, this drop here in Bitcoin is going to touch this 9147 line. There's a probability that we could go through, but we will not drop lower than this figure here of about 8,300. Anything below 9,000 Bitcoin is a good buy. And especially for those people that are sitting on this call here with millions and millions of dollars, guys, get ready to buy Bitcoin. Anything, as I say, below 9,000 is a good buy. Now, if you look at this mathematical algorithm line, this 2B algo, I extended that line, and that is what you can expect from this line, and this is what we see in the algorithm line. This will create support. Very, very difficult for Bitcoin to go through that support line simply because it's moving upwards now. And when it crosses this Python y-axis, it's the world's best indicator in cryptos. This simply means, guys, not necessarily Bitcoin, but it means that cryptos are going to go up exponentially huge. So in essence, guys, expect a drop. It's going to be a quick drop in Bitcoin. It's then going to go upwards. We may have, this will be called a fake breakout, where people will start buying that again. The same people that are now selling will buy that high and they're going to be disappointed again. It's going to drop year round about 10, 11 September, and then we're going to have a spike upwards into 17, 18, 19,000. Bitcoin Cash, just quickly with Bitcoin Cash, remember this, if that moves on, this is going to move on as well. And that box there is going to move on as well. And we can have this 260, we can have that 20. In that box, in that line, that is where you are going to find Bitcoin Cash. So if you want to buy Bitcoin Cash, wait a little bit between 260 and 220. That's where we're gonna go, guys. Is there anything that I've missed here? Let me just quickly have a look.
Can you please
Sorry, guys, I'm just going to mute everybody.
Hi, Marius.
So-
Can you please run through XRP, please?
Yeah, guys, let's quickly have a look at XRP. Okay, now I'm just going to finish XRP and then we're going to close this presentation down, and I'm going to give a summary and then we'll go into questions and answers. But those who want to leave are welcome then to leave. Now, guys, with XRP, I believe that XRP has actually hit the bottom. But let's be aware that XRP, although we drew this in last and we said that this is the low point here, if the entire market is going to drop, hold your horses a little bit with regard to XRP. I believe that we could have this target here. Remember that I said last time that I believe that we should hit about 21. And we haven't yet hit 21. What was that one? That one was about 23. Expect maybe the lowest point for XRP to be perhaps about 21. If everything moves on, you can expect that to move on as well. But let's for now just leave it there. Whether you buy XRP today at 21 or 26, it's still a good price. But if you don't want to, if you haven't bought yet, expect maybe a lower price. Let's quickly get into Digibyte as well. There's a lot of people with regard to Digibyte. Digibyte is the one that I said that we expect a little bit of a lower low. See here at point E, because we want to see that A, B, C, D, E. That E must just be a little bit lower. And I do expect that we could have a low point either there, which is now, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, in this week, maybe a lower point. But Digibyte, guys, is literally almost at this low. But do not be surprised if Digibyte breaks down to a little bit lower at about 0.007 before it then comes up and follow that exact pattern again and then go up. A date to watch is this after 10 September. And let me quickly explain that, guys. You know that we've been following the 53-day algorithm pattern, that one. Now let's have a look at this one here. Every 53 days, we have a very big, a significant move upwards, then a drop, and then a slide upwards, and then it follows a certain pattern. If we take this pattern again, it moves up, it drops, it moves up, and then it drops. It should drop into a lower low, exactly what it did here at that point there, a lower point here, then come up, drop down, and then we're going to have this breakout here. So my suggestion is play the pattern. Don't worry about the date. Guys, because the markets are so manipulated that if you put a date to anything, you'll be wrong. If you want to destroy Bitcoin, one government must buy up all the Bitcoin in the world and then simply just hold it. And it's impossible to do, because I'm not selling my Bitcoin, and you should neither. What's coming next is wealth in your pocket. Litecoin is going to break out. Where's that chart here? When we head into this breakout, I'm going to show you some incredible data when we break upwards. Let's finish this conversation here. I will place this video in the back office.
Thank you, Marius.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll upload this video ASAP. Thank you. Awesome. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marius.
Thank you, Marius.
Bye.